Welcome back to another edition of Health Hack. I am your host, Melissa Deely, and this week I am going to be talking about the importance of the health of your microbiome or your gut. Hippocrates said thousands of years ago, all disease starts in the gut, and science now, modern science has proven this to be true. And part of that is because 70% of your immune system is housed in your gut, in your small intestine. And so obviously we know our immune system is helping us fight off sickness, disease, et cetera, et cetera. So we have to be able to keep that healthy in order for us to be healthy. But let's also just talk about the start of your microbiome. The best start to a healthy microbiome is being born vaginally, because as baby passes out through the birth canal, baby's getting all of mom's microbes all over their little body, and that is the start of their own development of their own individual microbiome. And the greatest development in our microbiome is between birth and the age of 3. Now, the next really important factor in developing a healthy microbiome is actually being breastfed, because in breast milk are prebiotics that actually feed those microbes that little baby's stomach and digestive system don't digest. They're specifically for the microbes and the continued development of the microbiome. Isn't nature amazing? Like, this is what happens without any of us, thinking, doing anything about it. This is what nature provides to us. And yet we have a whole generation of people today in their 40s and 50s and 60s that are struggling with gut health issues that were not born vaginally. They were born by C-section. When C-sections became the thing, it was easier for the hospital because it was easier to schedule everything instead of having babies being born in the middle of the night. And then that same generation of babies were also bottle fed because the food industry started telling moms that it was more convenient, it was cheaper, it was easier to bottle feed rather than breastfeed, and that bottle milk was the same as breast milk. Well, it might look the same, but it was missing those prebiotics that we now know about. And so that's why we have this generation of people that are struggling with gut health issues today, because their microbiomes were not set up for that same level of success that babies for generations and generations before them were, when the only option was vaginal birth and the only option was being breastfed. Now, I realize there's times where C-sections are absolutely necessary. And what we also know today is that if mom has actually gone into labor and started labor in and of herself, then that's also helpful to baby, because baby will be moving in far enough into the birth canal that they're getting the microbes, even if they end up being born by C-section. And or if mom hasn't gone into labor, then the parents can ask the hospital to still swab baby with the microbes from the birth canal. So we now know that we can do that, and we can therefore make up for it, the loss of the birth through the birth canal or with the C-section. So these are all really important aspects to understanding your own health. Were you born by C-section or vaginal birth? Were you breastfed? Do you know? What is your gut health today? Are you struggling with it? Because if you are, these could be reasons why you may be struggling with it. And that's okay. We can absolutely do something about it, but it just gives you a little bit of an indication of why you might struggle more than the next person. And the great thing about the human body is that when we create the environment for it to heal, it can heal. That is what it's designed to do. So if you are struggling, reach out, because there's no point continuing to struggle. It doesn't resolve itself on its own. Get the help you need in resolving your gut health issues. So reach out, send me an email, go to my website, yourguidedhealthjourney.com. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you as to how I can help you.